Hello and welcome everyone. I am Adam, KN6QGV with Bridgecom Systems, and welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. First off, I'd like to start off by welcoming everyone. So let's start by seeing who's here. We got Jim, KE8TEZ, welcome. Eric, KD2ONY from New Jersey, welcome. Let's see, we got David, AB0DK from Missouri here. Hey, welcome. We got Mike, K8MJS, welcome. Rich from Tacoma, Washington, N6LA, welcome. I like that last two, LA, that's where I'm at. Hi, Kevin, KI5VEL from San Antonio, Texas, welcome. Here we go, Dick Burgess, we recognize you, W6VS from Fremont, California, all the way out here where I'm at in Los Angeles, so not too far, welcome. We got Gary from Prescott, Arizona, K7LZZ. We got Hillary, KC2HLA, welcome. Yep, Prescott, we got that one. Gary, welcome. All right. Well, first off, I'd like to start off by saying that we have our summer giveaway. If you guys haven't heard about this already, we are giving away a Ham Shack pack for our giveaway this month. So be sure to enter and get your entries in. If you win, you can actually, and you say you already have these items, you could turn that money in, turn those items in for store credit, and you can use that towards a new repeater, whatever you may need, some other equipment, maybe Zygo G90, sorry. So, you know, you can use that towards that, but enter now, make sure that you get your entries in. Now, for those of you who were here with us yesterday, Daniel and I did an episode of Bridgecom University live, and we've been getting a lot of questions about something we did yesterday, which was the HS shutdown. Now, before I get into that, I would like to say, make sure you guys like and subscribe below so you guys can make sure you get all those videos, not just from me, but from Daniel and everyone else here at Bridgecom about some of these things that we're bringing to you guys, so you guys can always be up to date with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to my screen here, and we are actually going to start up in our dashboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to set up both your radio and your hotspot so you can actually shut it down remotely by using your radio. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by coming over to our configuration. Now, if you have to log in, you're going to have to log in Pi-Star and Raspberry. Remember the silent P in Raspberry. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to Expert. And under Expert right here, you will see Pi-Star Remote. Right here this is our remote configuration file that will allow us to control the Pi-Star from the radio. So we have different radio networks. So first we're going to want to do is make sure it's enabled as true. You're going to want to put in your call sign, obviously, so that way you are the one who's authorized to actually initiate these commands. Then what we're going to do is, since we're on DMR, we're going to come down to DMR. DMR usually starts with a hashtag like this right in front of shutdown. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove this hashtag. And once we have all these settings set, we're going to click apply. It's that simple. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our radio. And as you guys can see, let me expand this. We're going to create a talk group. This is our code plug we created yesterday on the fly. And as you can see, we have a private call right here to 999-9996. That is 6 nines and then the number 6. This will actually initiate a shutdown to your hotspot. And I will show that working here in a second. So what we did was we created a channel, Sky Shutdown. Just added it to shutdown. And then that way, when we come over to our radio, let me get to the right zone. We go to our shutdown. It says HS shutdown. I know it says Missouri above it, but it says HS shutdown. And when we initiate this, secret not found. Oh, secret not found, because this radio probably has a different ID than what's running in that. But that usually initiates the shutdown. They're running on 2 different sets right now, but that will initiate the shutdown, and it will shut down your actual hotspot. So when you actually go back to your configuration page or try to load your dashboard, can't find the page. So as you see, that command just shut it down, and now my radio is saying repeater not found because the hotspot is shut down. I have mine in duplex mode. That's why you're actually seeing that. So now to physically actually restart my hotspot, I have to go over there and plug it back in, unplug it and plug it back in. But that is the quick raw rundown of how we'll actually set up your hotspot to shut down from your radio. All right, so now that we've gone through that, I'm going to actually start getting to your guys' questions. So if anyone has any questions, let's start getting them rolling. Enabling TGIF on a SkyBridge. Now Parrot does not work and disconnect does not announce the channel. What might you be doing wrong? You're actually not doing anything wrong, George. TGIF has actually remove those channels from their talk groups. They were inoperable and they were having issues with them, so they are no longer available on there. If you are doing a dual split between Brandmeister and TGIF, then we can actually set up something to relay from when you try and pair it on TGIF, that it'll pair it back actually to Brandmeister, through Brandmeister. So that is one of the current fixes that people are using. Can you show us a quick, dirty way to enter 146520 into your Anytone radio. Yes. So let me just start up a radio here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to VFO mode, and we're going to manually enter the frequency first. Then we're going to go menu. Trying to do this backwards and keep it in focus. We're going to come down to channel settings under settings. All right, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come through, set the channel type. Obviously, since it's FM, we're going to go analog. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Trying to do this backwards is not the easiest. And then we're going to go back, then we're going to come down. If you have a tone for send or receive, or if you have one for both, optional signaling. Sorry, it's not the greatest. There we go. TX power. Your offset here is not the offset you're thinking. Offset actually here is for when your radio starts to shift a little bit, so that resets it back onto it. Squelch mode. Sorry, here's our bandwidth. So you want to select narrow or wide. Here's your RX and your TX. So if you want to set your offset frequencies, you set them through here. Then what we could do is we can give this, okay, so we go back and we'll go up to the top here and it's new channel. It's going to ask you where you want it, so it'll give you the first available slot. Then we can give this a name. So we'll call this FM test. Then it's going to ask me what zone I want, so I'll just put in local repeaters. There you go. That is a great question. We have at least one network here in Florida. Is it possible? Is this possible? I understand that different networks use talk groups specific to them. Can we find some nets to Yes. Actually, what we can do is over here on my screen right here, I have repeater book pulled up. And what you can do is you can actually pull up your local repeaters. So what we'll do is we'll pull up Florida over here. I'm going to click. So you'll see all the different bands that are available, the different type of networks available. So say we want DMR that's in your area. Close the advertisement. Here are all the different ones. Brandmeister, DMR Mark, Florida DMR. So here's a bunch of different networks that are there. Here's the Seabridge network, which is also DMR Mark. Usually the same. Hytera, Motorola network right down here. Another one of theirs. So as you can see, there are any number of digital networks around you, and you could just go to repeater book and look those up. And if you were to click on one of these, let's just say this one since it's open. It'll show you a map of where it's at, all the information, the downlink, uplink, the color code. Sometimes they show, this one doesn't, but they show a list of talk groups that are usually available or that they have set for them. So that would be how you actually get that. As far as the actual talk groups, you would actually go to something like Brandmeister here. We can actually go Let me get this information, BM Wiki. There's a list of talk groups. Now, this isn't the greatest one, you know, for the way they're separated and looking at, but we can also go to, better place to look would be pistar.uk. So for the different modes, TGIF, talk group list, DMR Plus, Brandmeister, free DMR, System X. So you can see the available talk groups here. Here's a talk group list for all of them. Brandmeister, easier list to read. So that's how you'd find the different talk groups. I can't find the DMR repeater closest to me and can't afford a Skybridge. Any suggestions? You know, there are options out there. Skybridge, you can always do financing or afford, you know, monthly payments. That's another option available. You can always do. As far as DMR repeaters closest to you, you might have one. I would actually try and see what radio clubs are near you, because the radio clubs near you might actually have one that they don't actually have listed up there. And there are other places you can look. You can look on radioid.net, radioreference.com, and some of these other websites, and you can look for those to find some other repeaters. There might be some near you that you're just not aware of. But that's always another option, you know, is go into find your local radio clubs. They usually have some up. Or even talking with your local operators, trying over like analog, see if you can hit an FM one. Usually a lot of the FM ones have some, you know, DMR or digital near them as well, the ones that operate those FM ones. I've noticed that, especially out here in Los Angeles. A lot of the FM towers also have DMR towers right next to them. So expand your horizons, yes, with our Skybridge Plus digital hotspot. You know, be sure to call our guys. We have representatives available if you guys would like. They can help you with financing options, or they can help you directly purchase one of these radios, or Skybridges actually. So if you'd like, you can contact us and our representatives at 816-532-8451. How do you configure a talk group for slot 1 or 2? Okay. In the CPS, it would just be going to the channel and changing it right here. In the radio, when we're on the channel, we can actually come down here and go down to settings, channel settings. Sorry, I'm trying to read this backwards. Let me set the channel to actually digital, and I'll actually see the digital options. That would help. Here, I'll just go to... There we go. Okay. So if we go through this list here, you'll see bandwidth, frequency. Here we go, talk around name, color code, and time slot. Here's how you change your color code. Remember, you have to be on a digital channel. And then your time slot, 1 or 2. That's how you'll do it in the radio. How to configure a time... Oh, that one we just did. Oh, from the repeater side? Oh, okay. When you actually program your repeater, so if we can switch over to my screen here, we're going to log in. So each network's different. Some give you the control of this. Some of them you have to do from the actual hotspot. But usually right here, so we'll go to our devices. You know what? Let me click on my repeater. There we go. My repeater's offline right now, but you can actually set your static talk groups right here. So say you want 91 over here. you know, and you want USA over here, let's just say California. So as you can see, now I have California and Skybridge, I mean USA Bridge over here, which is USA nationwide. So if you want talk groups specific for time slot 2, you just enter them here, the number, and it adds it over here. And if you want to add a static schedule over here, say you want it during a certain time, you can activate that right here. Can you program P1 or P2 to talk group disconnect? Yeah, you could program any one of them. You just have to set the hotkey. So if we come over to our CPS here, what we're going to do is you're going to actually see right here, we'll come to hotkey and see how hotkey 1 is set up for a digital call. It should be group right here. And then what we'll do is we'll come over to optional settings. Give it a sec to load, key functions. And you said P1, hotkey 1. Then you just write to the radio, and there you go. Is anyone working on making the CPS compatible on Mac or iPods? I'm not entirely sure about that, but I can pass on the request over to Anytone. Not sure if they will work on that or not, but it's always a possibility, and I'd be more than happy to pass on the request, as we do have multiple people requesting it. So next conversation we have with them, I will bring it up. Josh's June Instagram giveaway. What we're going to do is we're going to have you guys check out his Instagram. Go check out our Instagram. If you just follow us over there, that allows you to enter for our giveaway. And at the end of the month, we're going to give away one of these 878 UV2 pluses to one lucky winner. All it takes is for you to follow us on Instagram. So make sure you guys head on over there and do that. And while you're doing that, make sure you like and subscribe down below. So that way you can always keep up to date with us on here and get the latest episodes and content that we're providing for you. Also, make sure that you guys check out our BridgeCom Plus. It is a elite community for our members. We allow community members to talk to each other and us. We interact with them. We provide some early access to stuff. They get a full access to our BridgeCom University, which is an amazing course that will help you. And we have 3 subscriptions here. As you can see, we have our monthly membership for $14.99. We got our annual membership for $150. And then we got our lifetime membership right now for $750. And that is a one-time fee. It is worth it. Be sure you check into these. We give out once a week, we give out our giveaways for BridgeCom Plus members only. Well, actually, we give away something every week, but for the regular members, we give away a year annual subscription. So make sure you like and subscribe down below for our Wednesday streams, where you have the chance to win this 878 if you are a BridgeCom Plus member. Every week, we give away one radio to one lucky member. So be sure to check in and join. All right. I want to check the code plug for the Ohio statewide net on my 878. I'm Aries EC and I need it for emergencies. Okay. Well, I'd be happy to work with you on checking that out and making sure it works and is done properly. As it is for emergency operations, we want to make sure that the emergency community, as well as public safety, has our radios and the ability. We also have commercial radios that are available for you guys as well. If you want to show our 878s that we have actually, I believe it's 2 radios available right now, the 878 and the, I think it's the 278, I believe is our other one. But our Anytone 878 here is our most popular radio, as you can see. We have over 500,000 contacts in there. It is great with APRS send and receive, which is great for emergency operations. And it also has digital voice capabilities. It's great for any situation, whether you need it for emergency or everyday use. You know, our knowledgeable representatives are standing by. If you guys would like to contact one of them, our number is 816-532-8451. Be sure to give them a call and they are happy to help you with any needs you have. All right. How do you, okay, so Eric has a question here. Thank you for showing how to hotkey. It makes it easier to disconnect instead of having to. Yes, it does actually make it happen instead of having another channel. That is, that's all right, Eric. It is a great feature. I always make sure it's the top one because the alarm is not anything useful. So you just push that and then key up. I love it. It's always been a you know, savior. Instead of having to create a channel every time, it makes it so it works with whatever channel you're on. So it is a great feature. All right. Anyone else have any questions? How about this? I got any recommendations for other hotkeys? Yeah. There are a few that people like. I actually don't have any set over here on this one, but I personally like digital monitor. I keep my my PF2 key as my digital monitor, so I could turn that on and off. I have a FM. I like to listen to FM radio sometimes when I'm out, just to change the mood, you know. And when there's a transmission coming in, it stops the radio, so it's actually nice. So you actually can hear the person transmitting. The other ones I like are I like to change the power sometimes, because when I'm roaming and I'm on my hotspot at home and I leave, I have roaming set up, so it's sometimes on low power and I need to switch it to high power so I can hit the repeaters outside. And that's another reason that I do that. But, you know, there's any number of reasons why people would set them up. Some people like the monitor because they use a lot of analog and FM. So that's another feature people like. So those are a few that I can recommend right off the top of my head. If we go through the list, I could probably explain them a lot better. But hotkeys are also good for you if you like to do SMS texting or anything like that. Hotkeys are very useful. Digital monitor is a great idea. Yes. I love it because then I can hear what else is going on a repeater too. If I get interrupted or I'm trying to make a call out or someone's fighting with me, I can see if someone's having a private conversation with someone, or, you know, if someone's just keying up or just switching through top groups, you know, relentlessly or something. So it is a great idea, and it is helpful, but it also works great when you're trying to, you know, see what else is out there. So, you know, checking out repeaters, that's a great way to see what talk groups are available. Complete newbie here. What do you do if there's no code plug for your area? Again, what we can do is I would suggest going to like repeater book here, and I'll go back to the main page, North America repeaters. But this is worldwide, and you can actually come here and select your area and find the repeaters that are in your area and actually start to build your own. We do on our website at the bottom, let me pull it up. We do have some available code plugs. Not all states, we don't have all states yet. We don't have everything of 100% because these are provided from you guys. And when we do verify them, we do put them up here where we have download a code plug at the bottom, where you can actually see our different code plugs that we provide to you guys for free for your states. Now, these aren't 100% up to date, so use them at your own risk, you know, but we do try to provide these to help you guys out a little bit, to start you guys out. Now, you might also have to upgrade this because these might be older versions, and you might get either a band air from a different band it's in, or some of the other things. So you might need to export and re-import in order to do that. And if you have any questions about band air issues, be sure to check out yesterday's issue of Bridgecom University. We happen to run right into that error in our live stream, and we fixed it live up on there for you guys to see. So that would be a great thing for you guys to look at if you have any issues with that. How do you get the menu and the red and green on your screen? The actual, those are, they come in with our CPS. When you download them, they're actual just icon files that you could upload as a background picture that will highlight over those things so you can actually see them like that. So It's just, you know, a custom picture. How do I get the 878 to do a Skybridge? How did you, if I have an 878, do I have to have a Skybridge or use a hotspot I already own? You can use a hotspot you already own. You don't necessarily have to use a Skybridge. A Skybridge is just ours. And our hotspot, you know, we provide to you guys. It is a dual band hotspot. So not everyone provides you a dual band hotspot or capabilities of dual band or even doing duplex on your hotspots. We don't set them up into duplex, but they are capable of that. Now, also our hotspots, if you own our hotspot or another one, most of them, if they're Pi-Star based or use the Pi-Star interface that we're using, they actually will support other radios. So not just our 878, but they also support other DMR radios. They will support Motorola radios. They will support a long list of other ones for all different types. We got D-Star Fusion and P25, just a handful of other ones in there, NXDN, just to name a few of that the hotspots are capable of handling. So it's not just one and one. They can be mix and match both ways. Recommendation for logbook software. I use two, Logbook of the World and QRZ. So I like both of those, and those are the two best ones and the two most used ones. So that would probably be your best ones to do. Someone said if you have a dual band hotspot, you can TX on one band and RX on another. Is that correct? Yes, actually. Mine is actually set up in dual band. Let me see if I can, just give me a second here. All right, my hotspot's restarting. So while my hotspot restarts, when it restarts, I'll actually bring up mine and I can actually show you what a dual band hotspot looks like. Now, one issue with dual band hotspots is that there is a little type sleep mode that the hotspots do put themselves in occasionally. And when that happens, you'll actually get repeater not found. I found that once you key up a talk group or something and there's data going back through it, it wakes it up from that and that goes away. But that is one of the issues currently with the dual band mode or using duplex mode with a dual band hotspot. So that's one of the reasons why we put it in simplex. But we, not only us, the manufacturers of the software are actually working on creating a fix for this as well. So hopefully in the near future here, we can get that up and running. Let's see. I believe my hotspot's still starting. Oh, my hotspot's up. Okay, so if we could switch my screen. As you can see right here, I'm in duplex repeater mode. And I actually have my transmit and receive on two different frequencies. Now, one thing you'll also notice about this is that when you put it in duplex mode, it also enables time slot 1. So you don't just have time slot 2 enabled, you got time slot 1. So that is also another great advantage to using a duplex. What I like to do is I keep changing my configuration for all the live streams and everything, but I usually like to set my emergency channels as time slot 1, and then I use time slot 2 for everything else. So if someone's trying to reach me or an emergency traffic comes through, time slot 1 is always open for that. That's one reason why I have mine in dual band. But other than that, you know, you can set it up however you like. We went over that. With my duplex hotspot a friend gave me, I can't use it on P25 when it's in simplex node. I haven't. P25 in simplex node not working. I thought the other day I set it up in there. I don't actually. I've never actually fully tested out P25 on my Pi-Star yet here. But for P25 to work, you have to have a P25 radio. So if you're just trying to get over to P25 from your actual DMR radio, there isn't any of that. So if we actually look at my screen right here, There are a couple modes here. You'll see it says YSF to DMR, YSF to NXDN, DMR to NXDN, and DMR to YSF, and YSF to P25. There is no DMR to P25, so we will not actually be able to communicate over a P25 network. However, on Brandmeister, there is a P25 talk group that you can access if you want to access P25. And by doing that, they created a cross bridge over to the P25 network. So that is possible that way. Do you have to reprogram the 878 UV2 Plus every time you want to use a different hotspot? Example for one mobile and one for home base. I would keep them separate. Just you can leave them on the same frequencies, just change the color codes. And you want to make sure that they are separate, because then that way you can you know which one you're transmitting on. If you try and keep them on the same channel, same color code, same everything, they're going to interfere, and you're going to get that echo loop and the looping on the network that will cause, you know, problems for a lot of people as well as yourself. So I always suggest make sure you have them separate for the ones that you plan on using. The other option is that you can create one channel that's called calling, or something specific that you know is not for one channel, and you can actually push the list button right here, and then you can actually manually select the talk group you'd like to do, and that will automatically change your talk group to that talk group that you select. So sorry, I missed how to program a key to do a talk group disconnect. That's all right. We can recap that real quick. What we're going to do is over here in our CPS, we're going to come over to our hotkeys first off. We're going to set whichever one you want. I like to do number one usually. I set it up for call, digital, disconnect, group. So this is the first settings you have to set. Once this is set, we come over to our optional settings. We're going to go over to our key functions, and then we're going to set one of our buttons, so like this one, to hotkey 1. And then we're going to close this to save that, and then we're going to write to the radio. Once you write to the radio, that will then be enabled where you can press the button on top. It's not written to this radio because we didn't actually write this one with it. When you press the button or whatever hotkey you use, it will actually bring up the disconnect, and then you can just push to talk. It'll say disconnect selected. You push to talk, and then it'll automatically, you know, send the disconnect and come back with the not linked. Is there a way to retrieve your password on an open spot? Which password are you talking about? Because there's a couple ways. If you're talking about that you changed the login credentials, there is a way to bypass that. If you're talking about your actual credentials to the networks, you just have to go into your settings. So if we switch over here, if you can get into your configuration, we can actually just come to expert, click on these, and I will scroll all the way down here. As you can see, password. The reason I'm showing this one is because I don't care. I will re-rotate my password after this, so it's a different one next time. But that would be how you retrieve your passwords for the networks. If you're trying to get into the actual device, what you'll do is you'll want to make sure it's not connected to any network, wireless or wired. And then what you're going to do is you're going to connect to the Pi-Star Wi-Fi network. And usually when you connect to that network, it lets you bypass the login credentials, and you can go to the bottom. And yeah, then you can go to the bottom. It'll allow you to log in, bypass the things, and you can come down here and set your passwords. The remote access password. How can you recover your Brandmeister password? It's an old phone. So I'm a little confused. How do you recover your, in order to recover your Brandmeister password in general, we just come to Brandmeister here. Let me log out. Click on forgot your password. Enter your call sign, your email address. They'll send you a link. You reply, and there you go. I just got a note that the talk group for Brandmeister P25 is 50525. All right. Is there any more questions? All righty. Well, first off, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for coming out. Really appreciate everyone. You had some great questions today. They keep coming, better and better every week. You guys keep giving me more of the difficult ones, which I really love. Get my brain working. So I thank you guys very much for all of that. Be sure to, check out our 878s, guys. We do have some amazing radios. The 878 is the radio of choice, as you can see. As I went through it and said multiple times today, this is my everyday carry. And I got this Nagoya antenna over the old one, which everyone was saying, you guys all love this antenna, but I love this one even better now. So be sure to get your guys' radios and antennas from us. Again, we have representatives waiting, 816-532-8451. And guys, make sure you like and subscribe below so you guys can always be up to date and get the content from us and know when we're live. Again, my name is Adam, KN6QGV with Bridgecom Systems 73.